Let's get it. It is an absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas, and I'm so glad to see it. I do hope everyone is well, and that you too are able to get out and enjoy this beautiful day the Most High has given us in order to rejoice and be glad in it. I think pretty much today we're going to just capitalize on our idea from yesterday, which was distraction training, or should we say how to combat distractions. And of course, pardon me, we do know that it's by taking a stand on the Most High's word, or the word that the Most High has given us for that situation. And as we all know that have a history with the Most High, that's not easy. It's not always physically, mentally, or spiritually easy to take a stand, which usually means making a change and exerting some type of energy towards making that change. See, in order to change, we got to put in some work. And see, that's what we be talking about almost every day. Putting our time in. So when payday comes, we won't be standing there looking crazy. Oh boy. And I've had that experience a time or two, thinking I was getting paid, but the boss done messed up my check. And how many know that's a bad feeling? Because on one hand, you want to raise a ruckus, but yet and still on the other hand, you want to hold that job. You weren't planning on coming in, not getting a check, and at the same time, not being able to continue to pay and handle your responsibilities. But all praises to the Most High. I do have, and what I was gonna say is, I do want to share the vision the Most High gave me on the Shabbat, which we spoke on the one about the cowboy movie. How the Most High showed me a vision of Lucas McCain, who is a rifleman, and his son Mark McCain. How Mark had gotten distracted by a rattlesnake who was off the beaten path, mind you. I didn't mention that yesterday, but he wasn't in his set aside path. The path that he was supposed to be plowing, actually the field he was plowing, the rattlesnake was off, I guess about 50 feet. But I imagine Mark heard the clatter. Uh-oh. He heard the distraction of noise. And to be all honest, you can't blame the young fella, because in Arizona, or I believe it's the New Mexico territory, where that sitcom was supposed to have been filmed. I say filmed, but that's where it's supposed to have been played out, in the New Mexico territory. You know, that's one thing you don't mess with, no rattlesnake. But he went on, like I said yesterday, he went on to call out for his father. Paul! And if you watch the Rifleman, you would know that that's like one of the funniest things to hear him calling out his daddy. Because he's saying Paul or Paul, but he's saying Paul like a bear's paw. But it's so funny. But anywho, the vision went on to show that after Mark McCain called his father, that I saw for a brief instant, Luke McCain, who is the father, the Rifleman, he was alerted. He heard the call and turned, and the next thing I saw was him cutting around the corner of a house. Then the next thing I saw was him standing with the snake wrapped around his leg. So you can pretty much say in an instant he was right there to come see about his boy. And by this time, Mark was in shock because all he could do was point. His mouth was open like he was in the middle of saying Paul. And the reason I'm laughing is my wife, that would always make her laugh when I act like I'm suffering so bad. I'll be like, let me see if I can get it down without laughing. With them old slave lips. Pardon me if it didn't go off like I thought it would, but every time I do that, I'll be like, help, give me some. She'll just bust out laughing. Inside joke, I know. But anyway, he was in shock. And by the time Luke understood the situation, he was already stomping the head of the snake. Basically, it had latched around his leg and latched around his cowboy boot. So Luke just slung it off and stomped it. And the very next second I saw him grabbing hold of his boy and comforting him, telling him it's okay, I'm right here. Snap out of it, we good. It was just a snake, I got him, I killed him, I'm here for you. All the things the Most High told me in an instant when I woke up when I was having that heart surgery, that open heart surgery. And basically, it seemed as if I sat up and looked over to the left, but in all actuality, to hear the doctor said, I just woke up and looked over, or tried to look over. All he knows is I woke up. He was asking me what made me wake up like that. And like I said, it was the Most High over there telling me, I'm here, Robert, you're okay, everything is all right. And I instantly went back on into sleep or unconsciousness. But the reason I went back through that story or that vision is the distractions. Because afterwards, the Most High was telling me concerning that vision is that Mark McCain had the same strength that his father had, and even more. He said he had the power of the plow. Then he had the power of the mule. and the final power he had was his ability and his shoes. He had his shoes, which if the snake had latched onto his foot or his leg, he wouldn't have been damaged either. He could have just slid it off and stomped on the snake also. But then as what the Most High just told me, he had his own ability to run, to get on away from the dire situation. But there was no need to, because he had all the power and the authority within the plow, the mule, and his boots. And see, we can look at all of those as the gospel, the Ruach, the Hakadesh, Holy Spirit, the empowered, and the whole armor. Which we have the mission which is the plow the fields, like he said, go into all the nations and preach the Basura to the lost. Our brothers and sisters that have been dispersed because of our hard-headedness, our stiff-neck. But I was so excited about this one today because as the Most High began to remind me of that vision, he told me it's all about distractions. In this vision, I was in my bedroom and I was laying down. I imagine like I do most of the time, in and out of consciousness or sleep, praying and meditating on the Most High and His Word, when I saw a vision of a young lady that I know, and I don't like to say no, but I know her from online, and that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna give any details about it or her. Just say I know her from being online, and I've heard her speak and testify, and pretty much could say I will trust her. So, pardon me. Like I said, I was won't quite sleep, but I saw her face. And then it's as if I woke up to my wife turning the lock on the door. And see, we have one of them heavy sledge locks that when you hit it, it clicks. I mean, it's like clunk, clunk. When you unlock it and lock it, it makes a good loud noise. One that makes you feel secure, I would say. So when that lock came unlocked, I'm like alert. Like, who that? I'm like, okay, that's gotta be the wife. So I jump up in my bed, going to my bedroom door, and it's locked. Which in all true reality, or all reality, we never lock our bedroom door. It's no need, it's just me and my wife. So by the time I got to the door, I felt a presence over my right shoulder. And instantly I knew it was that young lady I just saw in a vision. And by the time I unlocked the door and looked out and saw it was my wife, I turned towards her and said, you gotta go, you gotta get out of here. I said, no, explain that to my wife. So by the time that happened, she went on out the room. And I noticed when she was walking out that she had on some short shorts, and you could see the panties and her hips hanging out the shorts. I said, oh no, this is not gonna fly. I told her, nope, get on out of here. Tell it to the hand. Oh boy. Or tell it to them hands, the wife. Because I don't know why you in here, but I ain't got no explaining to do to her because I'm innocent of all of this. I don't know what's going on. So she went on out, and the next thing I know, the wife came in, and I'm like, hey baby. Oh boy. And it's funny now, but inside that vision, it wasn't funny. Because I was saying to myself, I'm gonna just keep calm and show her my face. Show her the same normal face that I would show her if she was just coming in to speak to me. And after I did that, she gave me this look. Like I said in the prior recordings, like she always do. You better get it together. But this wasn't that same look. It was like, what is going on, Negro? So we got up and we was leaving the room as if together to see what the goings on was. So at this point I woke up and I'm like, Most High, what is this? What is this? And he was like, a lot of times distractions will come and have an effect on you and your loved ones. But it ends up being not anybody's fault. But at the same time, we have to stay focused on the love and our integrity. And her knowing that I wouldn't be such a fool to have somebody in our house when I always know she's gonna be coming home. And the other thing that I saw in that vision, when I saw that young lady's face, it was as if she was crying out for help. It's as if she was asking for help. And by the time I was telling her to get out the room, it's like, I can't help you. Don't try to explain to me, talk to the wife. I mean, that's where you should have been in the first place, in her face and not in mine or in my bedroom. And with my past history of being addicted to porn and a sex addict, this was really a strong vision, I guess we would say. It was one that really got my attention because the young lady was in my room and because she walked out dressed like she was, and because of the blow that it would seem to have on my integrity and my stance as a married man for going on 22 years this year. But yeah, it's all about them distractions. And they're coming back to back to back to back. And when I was thinking about this, the Most High reminded me of this vision when my wife and myself had a mini little bitty argument yesterday. So it was as if he was telling me this is what's coming around on the horizon. This is what's coming, but your best bet is to stay like you did in that vision. Hey baby, how you doing? What's going on? And I ain't gonna lie, I tried. But in the heat of the moment, I forgot all about that vision and the distraction that we both encountered that caused the argument. But all praises to the Most High, it worked out. We both ended up apologizing to each other, getting some sugar, and going on to grow from the experience. But all praises to the Most High. I went all through all of that as my thought for today, because we have to stay focused on the Most High and His Word and the vision that He's laid out to us or for us to accomplish. And that we should always keep our hand to the plow. Because as that text says, I said yesterday that the Most High despises someone that put their hands to the plow and look away, or take it off and look away. But the text says that they're not even worthy of the kingdom. So with that being said, we can't allow distractions to take us away from our goals, take us away from what the Most High is calling us to do. Just like that little joker there. See, you have to laugh at Hasatan and his attempts to distract you. Even in my mid-speech, there he go distracting. Talking out loud when he didn't have to. But you have to laugh at the ignorance of Hasatan. And like I said on yesterday, it was hard to do because it looked as if, no, let's put it this way, I was innocent. Oh boy, I was innocent. My wife was innocent. We both was innocent. But there was pressure coming from an outside source. Oh boy. The Most High is so amazing. And to be quite honest, that outside source wasn't an attack. It was just like I said the day before, just ordinary life happening. What had happened was, without giving out our business, we received a letter. Well, I'll tell it. We was received a letter that we need to renew our insurance. And by the time, my wife always calls it in. No, she always pays online. So when she was having issues paying online, she gave the people a call. And they was giving her a hard time saying they couldn't find her policy. Well, we've had this policy for, what, 5 years? If not longer. Pardon me for the spitting. We all know the story. We're still working on it. All praise to the Most High. So the lady was giving my wife the blues about paying the insurance that she couldn't find her policy. And my wife was getting, bit by bit, a little more upset or pressured because it had to be paid by that day to reset the policy without it being late or lapsing or any kind of thing like that. So in that process, that pressure caused a small little bitty argument between my wife and myself. And like I said, it was nobody's fault. It was just a point of staying composed and handling the pressure or the distraction, applying the Most High's word, which is no weapon formed can prosper. Everything's gonna be all right at the end of the day. We're gonna have this insurance renewed, and we're gonna be smiling afterwards. See, that's how you apply that pressure back. But like I said, all praises to the Most High. And we didn't have a particular script today, but we can use that one. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. All praises to the Most High. We're gonna jump in this bike and get some miles in, Most High willing. And as I was saying on yesterday's recording, the Most High has been applying this all grace into my life. And he's working it out to the point where I'm able to do what I love to do as far as making money and for work. And I have one more testimony to share. In the process of me getting my tools back together, because after I had that stroke, I was pretty much, I'm done with the with my gig, which I'm what you call a pardon me, or should I say what I did was exterior maintenance on properties, more pretty much lawn care, fence repair, deck repair, restaining, pretty much anything outside the home. That's what I did. Roof repair, siding repair, gutter cleaning, gutter repair, like I said, lawn service, year round, leaf removal, pretty much the whole shebang outdoors. So after I had that stroke, I'm like, okay, I'm done with that part. Now I'm gonna have to transition back to office work, which after I had the stroke, I went to work for Allstate, worked for them a little over a year and a half, I guess you would say, before I had the carpal tunnel in my arm and cubicle tunnel in my wrist and hand. So they wanted to do surgery, and after I left the hospital having all those surgeries from the stroke, I made up in my mind I'm not going through any more surgeries. Me and the Most High had settled that. So in this process, he showed me, or he told me to go online and look up exercises that I could do to counter the effects and the injury of carpal tunnel. So that's why you saw me when I was doing my stretches, my workout. I was doing lifting up, out, in, and moving my hands, getting that blood flow through to and through the injured area, and basically moving it and making it do what it's supposed to do through stretches, through extension, and through moving that blood to and through them areas. And all praises to the Most High that I am healed from that carpal and cubical tunnel in my elbow and my arm. So I decided that I was going to go back to office work. But with that in mind, the Most High whispered in my ear, why don't you get back out there and do your handyman service, or do your side jobs. And basically what happened was, after I left Allstate and was going through the healing process of my elbow and my arm, he told me to start my business again. So I went on out and did all it took to get my business back legal, licensed, and all that good stuff. So in this process, right here now, oh boy, there's a big boy running around the field here. I'm not gonna show him, that wouldn't be fair. He took him Friday as soon as he ran around first here. Oh boy, I'm gonna be nice today. Let's stay focused. But yeah, like I was saying, I got my business started. And as I was speaking to one of my friends, one of my ox, about work, the Most High started applying this pressure to me concerning doing what I love to do. He basically was asking me, do I love office work? Do I love sitting at a desk all day working for other folks, typing and, you know, basic office work? And I'm like, no, I hate it. But I was willing to do it, you know, to earn a living, or should I say to handle our responsibilities. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, I'm more happy outdoors working and, like I say, doing what I love. I was raised on a farm. I've been doing it all my life. It's second nature to do everything I'm doing now. So to make a long story short, the Most High has opened up the door for me to get back into business, and I don't have to get out there and stomp the ground or through the neighborhoods trying to find it. I got set up in a way that all I need to do is go online, see a particular job that I would like to do, and just say, okay, I'll do it. In a nutshell, I have the history or the experience. So basically it's just getting there, showing up, telling the folks, here I is, let's get her done. Like I used to when I was doing this full time. which I did it for like 5 years. But all praises to the Most High now. Like I said, I don't have to get out here and stomp through the hoods trying to find the work. Plus, they're paying what you should be expected to receive, even if I was going out there to get the jobs myself. But I went through all of that because of another distraction that tried to lift its ugly head. I was, like I said, getting my tools together, and I had to go out and buy some more tools. And I was at the Walmart, and I was buying some tools, like I said, and one of the important tools that I needed, I didn't find it this morning when I was checking my bags as far as preparing myself for my job tomorrow. So I jumped on the phone real quick, called Walmart. I'm like, I'm gonna tell them I couldn't find my tool, but they didn't answer. So I said, I'm gonna need to go up there. So I grabbed my receipt and I headed straight up there. This was right on my way over here. I was thinking about going to the other side, but when I saw that distraction, I said, well, let's come on over here to this side of town, off Clanton Road. So I went on up there and I was telling the lady what I did. I went back to the floor first, grabbed my tool, and was heading to the front. And I saw a young lady, and I asked her, I explained the situation. The young lady evidently didn't put my tool in the bag yesterday, and by the time I got up this morning to check for it, preparing for my job, I didn't see my tool. So I need this tool. And the Most High was telling me, basically, I did that out of faith. That I'm gonna get my tool. I'm taking my tool with me, regardless of what you say, whoever I need to speak to. So she told me, well, just go into the service desk. And I was just telling her that because I would need to be walking something basically off the floor past the cash registers into the service area. And I didn't want anyone to see me and think that I was trying to move it or steal it. So all praises to the Most High. We was there like 2 minutes. The lady said, okay, I need to speak to someone, a Spanish-speaking lady. She said, okay, sir, no problem. I need to speak to someone. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no problem. Thank you. I'll wait. So I went and sat down. Oh boy. And in hindsight, the Most High would show us how we're applying faith biblically. So I spoke to the lady first and said she didn't put my part in my bag, so I come here now to get my part. That's faith. And then after the lady told me, okay, we're gonna I apologize for the situation, we're gonna handle it. Well, she didn't say all that, but she said I need to go speak to someone, evidently a manager. So when she said that, I said no problem. I stayed in a good attitude, and then I went and sat down. Because we sit in heavenly places with the Most High. We have to walk according to the authority He's given us and not allow them distractions to overtake us. Like I said, like I've been saying, Hasatan is trying to insert himself into our lives because he wants the praise. And if we don't give him the praise willingly, he'll take the praise unwillingly by us getting out of sight of ourselves, complaining, mad, upset because of what we see his attack. So in all reality, that's giving him praise. But I know that's a small testimony, but it means the world to me, because I done told myself I'm not paying extra money for something I already bought. And in reality, I shouldn't have to. Because I was going there within my integrity. Once again, I have a problem. It wasn't handled correctly on your end, not my end. I don't have the tool. Why would I come up here over a tool, complain to you if I had it? I'm not that hard up. But all praises to the Most High. We're going to stay focused and we're going to keep moving in the right direction. We're going to stay focused and stay up and keep moving in the right direction. Shalom.